What's going on, Z Warriors? Mr. Waffles here, and I know it's been a while, but like I said, with life changing and everything like that, it's really hard to kind of do videos on the daily. But I wanted to kind of make videos that were more, I guess, educational and strategic about the game. I know a lot of players who play the game are finding out cool different combinations and cool interactions. I know for one, some of my friends like found some cool different strategies. Some of them I overlooked, like how the cooler promo, he gets an ability if you have like seven more Frieza clans, and realizing that Frost is a Frieza clan. So it's cool to probably see some interaction there. And a lot of the stuff that's in the game right now, I think would definitely expand once we get more sets and more things to work with. Because as you can see, deck building is going to become more strategic in the sense that uh, the character, the saga that they're from, the trait, like if they're Saiyan, human, android, etc. Those are really going to play a big part into deck building as time progresses. We already see that in some degree with Vegito. If you guys don't know what he does, his ability is all your Vegeta and Goku cards are red, blue, and green. And even in that aspect, now you're not really focusing on building a deck based on like a certain color, just like Vegeta with just mono blue because he could be any color. But you're really kind of picking your Vegetas and Goku. So it's really gonna be interesting to see other Vegeta mirror matches to see what type of Goku and Vegeta cards they're going to put into their deck, especially as more sets expand and we get more Goku and Vegeta character cards. It's really going to be interesting to see what differences in deck building they're going to be. I know a main important thing I really want to stress about was the colors, all four colors, like what their specialty is, as well as the four different, I would say, deck archetypes or deck types, and kind of go over in more detail. So we'll just get right into the four different colors. We have four colors, as you guys know: red, blue, green, and yellow. And each of them have like a certain unique, I guess, trait or characteristics about them. Some of them are a little bit more fleshed out than others, but nonetheless, it's something that's very unique to each color. First up is red. So red's all about, sorry for my throat, boosting your, power, getting like really high damage, as well as usually like high power plus something else. And what I mean by that is it's not just okay about making your numbers bigger, but usually you have some kind of like little bonus effect with that. For example, Sane Kaba, what he does is when he attacks, he gets plus 10,000, but on top of that, he gets double strike. So it's not just enough to, you know, give your guy a big boost, which is cool, but he also gives a double strike, which is makes the power boost more impactful as opposed to just, okay, I lose a life, but for just one damage, I can just do that for any card, but he gives a double strike. You see it with the Champa 3-drop that's kind of being splashed in Vegeta and other decks that gives your unit double strike. So you can see how the aspect of like double strike, like high power and numbers and stuff like that are very important for red. And you see how with the Champa combo card, it gives it an additional 10,000 plus double strike. So again, it's always like power plus something. I know in set 2 we're getting a Vegeta card that says when you combo with this card, if your leader is red, he goes into the battle area arrested as opposed to the drop area. So when you combo, you get in power, plus you're getting something else where, in this case, you're going to get a free unit on the board. So it's really cool things like that I like to see. We also see some effect damage like hit and frost. Again, a lot of these things haven't really been fleshed out yet. We'll see it more when we get additional cards and the card pool expands. But I feel red is also just about like, really big beefy numbers, like the Super Saiyan 3 promo, the Goku that's in the tournament pack. So that card especially, boosting all your red units as well as your red leader. So just pumping out numbers and trying to really... Also, I feel red has that swarm kind of ability, not with the whole style in itself, but certain cards like the Vados where you can potentially get a red alien, and you can do that twice. There's I think a 4-drop Kai that gets another like his assistant or something like that out to the field. So you see a little bit of the bringing out extra units for free kind of theme in there. So it's kind of like all over the place. I feel that once more sets kind of come out, it's going to solidify itself in what area it wants to be. Right now, we do have some kind of like the swarming capabilities with the Vados and the that 4-drop that gets another Kai out on the field. We do see some big power boosts, and then we do see like that double strike with the Champa leader, and even the hit by itself gains plus 5,000 when it just attacks. And the Vados, when it attacks a battle card, on its awakened side, it gets plus 5,000. So we see like these things like getting extra boosts and stuff and being rewarded for doing certain things, which is pretty cool. Hopefully next set we'll see some more effect damage stuff and kind of see the style in itself kind of blossom and really take a hold of what it's really trying to do right now in set 1, which is a little bit scattered. Next up is blue. Everyone knows that blue is amazing. For the most part, it's the reason why I think it's so amazing is because I feel like it's the most, cohesive color right now, for sure, compared to the other ones. It knows what it does and wants to do, and it does it really well. So we have a lot of good 1-drops for blue that we don't really have in the other colors, I feel. So blue has one of the best 1-drops, being the Majin Buu to draw a card. So free card advantage right there, especially at the start of the game, to kind of put you at that nice tempo pace where you draw a card and you can use it to combo later on. Or if we eventually get a Majin Buu evolution battle card, it's good fodder for that. So it has like flexibility with the 1-drops, with the Bulma to fetch out the Whis, and then the Goku, of course, to search the top 7 for a blue Goku. So it has a lot of really good solid like 1-drops. It has energy ramp with objection and the Whis, as well as the keyword critical. It's the only color right now that has the most critical units. I know the Cooler promo also has critical, but obviously it's not as good. So hopefully critical is a thing that's not just exclusively to blue, even though we see more blue and we do see yellow with the keyword critical. But I do hope that we get that in all colors. It's definitely a keyword I can definitely see more in like red and green, but I do hope all the other colors for sure get it as well. But right now, blue has critical. They have ramp. A lot of their cards are just really solid, like Sensu Bean. They have one of the best negates being Whis Corrosion. Being able to, untap all the time. If you have 4 of them in your hand, you can just, and 1 energy open, you can use that, and then you use a Sensu Bean after that. Like, it's really disgusting stuff. So a lot of their extra cards have better utility right now compared to the other colors. And again, it knows what it wants to do, and it does it well. It also has some stuff to bounce, like Jocko, as well as the God Son Goku, like God Rush Son Goku or something like that comes in the starter deck. So that being able to bounce blockers. We also have that Vegeta 6-drop that can bounce something when it evolves, and it has critical and dual strike. So, and then you have Beerus, a 7-drop that can potentially destroy energy. So we see some energy destruction, which we don't see in any other color right now, except for blue, which it probably should have been more of like a thing for green or red, to probably destroy energy. So blue has a little bit of energy destruction. It does have some, board destruction with the Beerus. It has draw, it has ramp. So it has a lot of things going really well for it, hence why it's the best color right now. And because, again, it's most flexible, most splashable, and because it knows what it wants, and it does it really well. There's no question to be like, oh, is this kind of thing? Is a little bit of bounce? It's just really good all around, so it's just a solid color. Next up, we'll be talking about green. Green is supposed to be all about destruction, so hand, board, hopefully some deck destruction as well. I'm not sure if that would entail like how black style was in Pansy, where you kind of pick apart their deck, or if it means like destruction as in mill. But either or, like, I would like to see some of that. They do have the keyword revenge mainly for green, but King Cold also has it, so we do see some shared kind of keywords in both colors. But I really think that green itself, it can be a style that can be very devastating. I mean, hand destruction is always huge, especially in a game that draws a lot. And of course, more importantly for me, the whole board destruction. I would love to see some more cards with green that, since they have a lot of cards that have revenge, maybe some cards that redirect the attacks to them. That would be really dope, just because it makes the most use out of it. But so far, I mean, it's not like the worst style. Again, it's still a style I feel like more things have to evolve with it. I feel like just having, uh, you know, field destruction, hand destruction, I feel like that's not really enough for this game, just because you can find a style that can probably do it plus something else better. So I feel like green should probably get a little bit of boost in that compartment. Maybe energy destruction, or maybe some kind of other mechanic or something like that to make it really stand out. So again, overall, it's not a bad style or color by any means, but I feel like it's not really there yet. But again, as the card pool expands, we'll definitely see some more of that. So, yellow has the most blockers. It's definitely like the most defensive color out there. All the I think, how many blockers do they have? So let's see, Sorbet, Goldo, Qui, Full Power Frieza. That's 4. Um, Probably missing Jace. That's 5. Yeah, like 5 or so, maybe more. I'm probably forgetting, but that's more compared to other colors right now, and they all are pretty good in its own right. Like, it's not just like a vanilla blocker. Like, they all actually do something pretty cool. So yellow by nature is a defensive style. It's very reactive with a lot more counter cards than any other color right now. So bad ring laser to counter the Whis' corrosion. So if you're playing against blue and they have one energy open and think they're safe, and you slap the bad ring laser on them, they can probably just lose outright. So they have a counter to counter cards with the bad ring laser. They have Crusher Ball, so when your opponent plays like a Beerus, you can just rest it and try and kill it next turn. You also have the Cold Bloodlust, so if they do play Beerus, you can just Bloodlust it, and then its effect won't go off. So it's very reactive, which is cool. It's lacking a little bit of the power. Their 7-drop has to evolve in order to get the effect of Frieza. The 6-drop Ginyu only really works with Ginyu Force allies, so there's not really like a generic, just like, here's a really good card outside of Mecha Frieza, which is probably like the best yellow card next to Crusher Ball. But I would say like Battle Card by far is probably like the best one. It's not really enough like game ending stuff, and since a lot of the stuff is reactive, if your opponent knows how to play around it, you wouldn't really get as much value. So let's say if your opponent has maybe like 4 battle cards and you're playing yellow, they can expect a Mecha Frieza, so they might just attack with just 1 unit and force some damage in until they're really kind of going in for the kill kind of thing. So it's not, again, it's not definitely the worst style. I like it out of all the colors or styles. Like, I'll keep interchanging colors and styles just because of Pansy, but it's by far for me my favorite color, just because of a lot of the counters and stuff like that it can do. It can really catch your opponent off guard if they're not paying attention properly. But I would just like to see more proactive cards where I can force a unit to be tapped. So let's say if they have a bunch of blockers, I can maybe play a card like that can rest either a blocker or a card on the battlefield, or something to kind of really trigger the fact that my opponent's units are rested. So for example, with Mecha Frieza, if my opponent, let's say, doesn't play a battle card, he has battle cards in his battle area already, so I can't really use my Crusher Ball, and they attack with 1 unit trying to play around my Mecha Frieza. Well, in order for me to get the most value of Mecha Frieza, you would want your opponent to attack you and kind of overextend. But if they're attacking you, that means you already have to kind of defend or take the damage or some kind of reaction yourself. So I would like some more combo plays that really just proactively being able to stun my opponent and not wait for them to kind of make a play. So that would be something I would like to see more. And I would like to see something where yellow would be the style that can tap your opponent's energy. So if they're all about like resting stuff, it would be cool to have a card that says, during either player's turn, rest 1 of your energy to rest 1 of theirs, or like rest 2 of your energy to rest like 1 of theirs, or whatever the card might be. So I'd like to see more of that. I'll definitely like to see more, I guess, generic or powerhouse game ender battle cards for yellow that's not situational. So like Ginyu, again, you need the Ginyu Force allies, and with the Frieza, in order for it to be good, you need to evolve it. Again, these are things I hope that in future sets, these colors really expand and really kind of take into their own and really kind of make something of themselves. Again, I would just like to see critical for all the colors. That way every color has that kind of chance. And really just really expanding on what has been developed so far in set 1. So that's my basic overview of the colors. Hope you enjoyed it. Next, I'll be talking about the different deck archetypes that I've seen in the game. And what I mean by archetypes, I don't mean like in the title, but just like aggro, control, combo, and mid-range. So I'll be talking about those kind of deck types, I should say, instead of archetypes. That's coming up soon. With that being said, Mr. Waffles signing out.